soccer, but in the United States, I feel like it's more popular than soccer is versus what he did in the world as a whole in Europe. They don't really watch football as much, but it's a growing sport, and that's what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to tell you about why the NFL is so important. It's one of the most popular sports in the United States. I feel like baseball, basketball, football, all those sports, everything like that. But economically, the NFL is more important, in my opinion, and it shows. But the numbers I'm going to show you, so we'll prove that. And also, it's not just a sport. I feel like it reaches people outside, and it's because they give to charities, they help kids, they do everything like that. So, alright, and I want you guys to try and figure this one out. What was the gross revenue of the NFL in 2011, according to Washington Times? Just look at those. Don't say anything. Just keep it in your mind. You'll find out later on. There's three elements I'm going to talk about, and that is the teams, which includes the divisions. There's a bunch of divisions in the NFL. It's separated. It's meant to be separated by like map, by map, part of that regionally. And I'll talk about the fan base, the marketing. There's a bunch of things marketing that goes on, the pricing, the stadiums, the tickets, and actually why these players get paid so much money. And people always complain that they get paid a lot of money, but I'll tell you why they get paid so much money. And the charities. They have NFL Play 60, Helping Hands, and a bunch of other ones that you can name. Alright, so teams, they're divided by 32 teams. There's 2 conferences and there's 8 divisions. Teams have a big fan base, and it's commonly divided by the region they live in. Some of them are messed up because some stadiums relocated, some old divisions got separated, and that's how it got the way it is today. That's the map of fans according to ESPN, I believe. Over here is where we are. So we're with Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Buffalo, and a little bit of the Ravens here in Maryland. And you can see the Broncos, they have a huge fan base here because there's only one team for Denver, and it's just so big. And that's why people complain that we need to relocate teams over and all that. And Texas has a big one, the Dallas Cowboys, known as America's team. And everyone else, you can see it. And the East Coast is just extremely cluttered, mostly because that's where the NFL actually first started out there, Green Bay and everyone else. Like I asked you before, the answer to that question was $9 billion. In 2011, the NFL made $9 billion in revenue, and it all got spread out to the 32 teams. The fans, there's an average attendance of 50,000 fans in Cincinnati, and there's an 85,000 fan base attending games in Dallas. And that's per game, so in some games you might have more fans than others. The ticket prices are determined by fan bases. That's why tickets to these games are so expensive, is because there's such a high demand, and when there's a high demand for something, there's going to be a high price for it. And Dallas is the Cowboys Stadium, cost $1.3 billion to build, according to our website, and it also has a jumbotron, which I'm about to show you right now.
So the punts, his punt goes so high it hits the Cowboys' new scoreboard. It's amazing because 2 years ago in minicamp, Cowboys used punter Matt McBride to measure the heights of punts for that very reason. But this still happened. Titans were forced to re-kick. They just kind of move that up just a little bit.
Alright, so what you just saw, that was a jumbotron. And as you see, there was a problem there. One of the kickers, one of the punters, they punted the ball, and it actually hit the jumbotron because it's so big. And that's the new Dallas Cowboys Stadium right there. That's what it looks like from the outside at night. And right here is the jumbotron. You see how big this is? It's absolutely insanely huge. And actually, I don't remember, I read this later after I made the PowerPoint, that actually costs about as much as one of the older stadiums cost to build. It may know it's different money, but it just shows how much money this guy really has and to make the stadium. These are some of the charities. I have some of the mission statements and stuff from the charities. I'm not going to go through them. But there's an actual NFL charities website where you could go and apply if you have a charity, and they'll actually help you out, but you have to have legitimate reasons for that. They give to Red Cross, they give to everyone, or they donate, they do everything. Kids that don't have equipment and stuff, like some of the high schools, they do like a recycling program, they refurbish the stuff, and so everyone can play the sport. There's sports-related medical research, just for helmets and stuff, because concussions are a big issue in the NFL, and that's actually branching out to college level and high school level. I played football in high school for 4 years, and the biggest thing was concussions. I had a concussion, and it's just not fun. You have no idea where you're at sometimes. It's kind of scary. And I mean, some of the kids, I saw a kid who got knocked out cold, and he woke up and he couldn't go to sleep because he had a concussion. So the older NFL players who pretty much retired from 1970s and 1960s, they didn't make as much money as the players do now because, I mean, there wasn't such a wide fan base for the NFL. So they don't have as much money coming in from the retirement funds and all that from the NFL. So the NFL right now is giving back to them for what they did and how they made it a big sport it is today. And there's youth and fitness incentives, including educational programs. Like I said, Play 60. They encourage kids to go out there and play for 60 hours a day, get their exercise in, so the obesity rate goes down. And for my conclusion, the NFL is the top professional football league in the world, which includes many teams, a strong fan base, a good marketing aspect, and it makes many positive, significant impacts outside the league for the general public. And one thing I want to say is the people who always complain that these professional athletes get paid so much, right? It's not right that they don't get paid as much as doctors because obviously they don't make such a big impact on everybody's lives. But this is where the marketing comes in. They get paid so much money because the ticket prices cost so much and people actually pay for them. If people stop showing up to these games, obviously their salaries will go down, and that's how it works. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen anytime soon, and that's the reason they make so much money, because where else would the money go? The $9 billion isn't, the owners aren't just going to get it, because the players are going to have a strike, and it's just going to be a big mess, and everything's going to get ruined, so that's what's going to happen. These are my references. I'm all excited.